to the Morgan Homestead, and welcome to those who just joined our channel. Today is going to be a continuation of the hydroponic planting. This is the first time we've done this, so this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be putting some plants into quart jars. Now these are wide mouth quart jars right here. So today we're going to be doing 6 of them. These are the supplies that you need. You need your nutrients, and I've mixed up a gallon of the nutrients. You use 1 teaspoon of each of these into the gallon jug. Mix it up, shake it up good. You're going to need 6 rubber bands, 6 of the jars, 6 of the 3-inch net cups. This is what they look like. Some water to rinse your roots out if you've planted in dirt like we did. These are some pre-washed clay pebbles that we purchased. And then you're going to need some foil to cover your jars so that the sun doesn't get in. So I planted these plants about a month ago, I'd say. And so they're to the point now where they need more room, and our greenhouse is not ready yet, so we're going to move them from here into the jars for now. You're going to start by grabbing an empty jar and some tin foil. I measured this out to be about 17 inches is what I need for this size jar. And then you're just going to wrap it up. And you just want to make sure that there's no light is going to get in there, because that will create algae growth. We use these large rubber bands. So once you've got that, then you can fill it up with some nutrients. And I probably have it about to here. I might add some more after I get the plant in there. Well, I've also made some labels for the plants that I'm putting in here so I can put them on the outside. Right now I'm planting some jalapenos, which are jalapenos without the spice. So I'm going to grab my plant, and I'll just kind of knock off some of the loose dirt on top. And then I'm just going to give it a little shake in the water. Get the roots clean. Some nice long roots there. And then we'll put them in the net cup. And I was kind of taking my knife and kind of forcing a little bit of the roots down, but I don't want to damage them. I just kind of want to get them started going through the net pot like that. And then I'll place it in my jar. And if you can see here, the roots, it's pretty much in water all the way. So just coming up to the bottom of the plant. And then I'll fill it with my clay pebbles. And again, you want to make sure that you get it all the way up to the top so that no light can get in there to the bottom of the jar, because that is when you're going to get some algae growing. Once you've got it, and they're pretty light, so it's not damaging the roots at all. And then just make sure you've got it all secure, and then you'll want to label it. And I'm writing the date that I put it in the pot or in the jar. I'm putting the date on there, and what else? Oh, and how high it is, how high it is when I got it in the jar, so that I can kind of just keep track of the growth and how it's doing every day. So that's about it. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the jars and them all planted, And I'm probably just going to do peppers right now. I'm not really sure which ones I'm going to move next. These are all onions, green onions and yellow onions, but right now I'm going to focus on getting the peppers in here in all the jars, and then as soon as our greenhouse is done, we will be moving everything to our large 27-gallon totes. But we don't want to fill those up with water here in the house and then try moving these heavy totes out to the greenhouse. So this is our solution for the time being. So I've got a few of them in the window over here, and I'll just continue on. And that's it for today. Okay, so it's been a couple days since I transplanted all of those peppers into the jars, and I've got them in front of the window here, and they seem to be doing great. So these were transplanted from dirt into the jars, and they look great. I'm going to show you what my Rockwool seeds look like now. So here's my Rockwool seedlings, and they've been in here a couple weeks now. Some of them kind of grew right away, and some of them I got too dry and they died. Some looked like they were gonna grow but then didn't. A couple of them in the back here are doing okay. Maybe I had my light too close. I moved it up now quite a ways, but maybe it was too close initially. This tray I had half dirt and half Rockwool, and it got some kind of a green fungus or something growing on top of the dirt there. A couple of these did really well, but most of them did not, and I'm not real impressed. I've got some butter crunch lettuce in the front here that I'm going to transplant today, but that's about the only thing that looks okay out of the Rockwool. So I think with this experiment so far, I'm more impressed with my plants that I planted in dirt, and they seem to transplant very well into the water jars. So I think I'm going to pretty much stick with that going forward. Something I forgot to mention in the first video when I was transplanting the plants is when you're mixing up your solution, and you're mixing in my case I used a combination of these three nutrients, the bloom, the grow, and the micro. When I filled up my jug with water out of the tap, and we have well water here, first I have to check the pH, and I've got a small pH meter here. I checked the pH for the peppers that I was planting. It needed to be around 6, so I had to actually pH down because the pH was too high. I had to add pH down until I got it to around 6, and once I had the pH level right, then I went ahead and added my nutrients, and then I transplanted them into the jars. And they seem to be doing great, so I'm happy with that process. Today I've got a bunch more that I'm going to be transplanting, and as you can see, these seeds that I started in dirt are doing much better than the ones that I started in the Rockwool. But again, it may have been something I did wrong, I don't know. But today I'm going to move all of these cauliflower into the jars, and possibly this celery. And I'm going to finish up with these peppers. And I think this basil in the back I might move to jars too. But everything that I've put in the jars so far is doing really well. And from the dirt anyway. So I'll see how a couple of the ones that I transplant from the Rockwool into the jars, we'll see how those do. A quick update on the plants that we do have currently in the hydroponic fluids that we planted. These all, like this was on the 12th, this one was on the 8th, 12th, 10th, 9th, 8th. They're all doing really well, needless to say. This jalapeno was 3 inches on the 8th, and now it is about 5, probably even a little bit more than that, but 5 inches. So 2 inches it has grown in just that amount of time, so 10 days. That's pretty good. Here's some lettuce that we planted. This is a butter crunch lettuce that we planted on the 12th, and when we planted it, it was 2 inches, and now it's doubled. It's almost 5 inches. So, well, 4 inches, but if you straighten those leaves up, it would probably be 5. But everything here in this batch is doing really well also. This is our squash, which is going to town. Looks really good. And we have a bunch more butter crunch lettuce here. And this is cilantro on the end. Looks really good. It's ready to use. If you want to continue to see how the hydroponics go, the next step on these is going to be moving them into the larger totes and putting them in the greenhouse. So if you want to see how all that goes, please be sure to click on notifications so that you get notified when we do updated videos. And the best thing you can do for us is share this video with all of your friends. Share it on your social media. That will help us out a lot. Thanks again for watching. Bye.